There are many motifs in my life. The one that stands out the most would be my tree, a linden tree that is located in my front yard. My tree was planted the day I was born, and it turned out to represent my life in many ways. My tree was planted the day I was born by my father because I was the firstborn in the family. It is a tradition in my dad's side of the family that the firstborn has a tree planted after them. Turns out that tree and I have a lot of things in common. It also can represent my life in many ways. My tree started off small and weak. It then grew to be large and strong. I also sort of had the same path, starting off small and helpless and growing to be big and strong. The branches have come to represent any of my friends, some of them growing along like my friendship with them, some unfortunately breaking off, just like some of my relationships with my friends. I also gain new friends every year, just like my tree grows new branches every year. The leaves represent change in my life as the seasons go on. As summer ends and as I make the transition back into school, my tree is also transitioning its colors from green to orange. The clearest places I can see my motif in my life is through friends, family, and change in my life. My tree motif was far more simple in my early life compared to what it is now. It was present in my early life as new life. The tree had less branches when it was just a sapling, just like I had less friends when I was younger. But now I have tons of friends, and I always have something to do. My tree demanded manual feeding, just like me when I was younger. But now that I'm older, and so is my tree, we can both supply food for ourselves. My tree motif was present in my mid-years, not as advanced as now and not as different as you'd think compared to my toddler years, since I wasn't as independent as I am now, mainly for the reason I was unable to drive. Thankfully, I had a mother that was always willing to drive me around wherever I needed to go. My tree was also growing but wasn't completely able to live without humans tending to it. One night, a storm with high winds came through and ended up making my tree tilt. So my dad had to pound a stake into the ground and tie a rope to the tree for stability. My tree was still developing, as was I, and we weren't ready to live without family. My tree today represents change in life. Through the seasons, my tree's leaves change colors, they fall off, they grow back. My life has and will have many drastic changes. For example, I'll be going off to college in August. This change will help me become more dependent, being able to live on my own, not having a parent to do everything for me, which will help prepare me for the real world. As time goes on, life will have changes, some big, some small. A lot like my tree will have branches and leaves falling off. These changes in my life will mold me into what I will become in the near future. In the future, I will most certainly keep the tradition of planting after my firstborn, and when my kid grows up, I hope they will realize how that tree represents their lives in many ways. I hope that they change like the seasons and grow to be healthy. I wish for my child to break off the bad branches and grow new ones, preferably well-behaved, and ones that are good influences on my child.